What's up, fam? Welcome to Lust, Let Us Speak Truth. I'm your host, Nick. We got the crew on here. What's up, y'all? What's up?
What's up?
It was Anna.
How was y'all's weekends?
Mine was nice.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was okay for the most part.
Good. Mine was busy.
We had a good weekend.
You had a good weekend?
I did.
Good. Y'all, we were going to talk about some Black history. We could talk about that, or we could do the book of questions, or we could do both. But I got one question. Why is Black history celebrated the shortest month of the year?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, just think about it. It's also the second month, so that still means they think you're inferior to another race, blah, 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 blah. The shortest month with 28 days. Why? Because you're still inferior to another race. So yeah, we're going to acknowledge y'all, but we're going to make sure we don't do it as long as we do everybody else. That's how I've always thought that.
Yeah. And I totally agree, you know.
Yeah.
They see you as second rate, so they still give you sloppy seconds. It's designed that way.
But I celebrated
Yeah,
it.
shit, at least we got 28 days. Mexican got 1 day. Cinco de
Cinco de
Mayo.
Mayo.
But you think about them, they might get Cinco de Mayo, but they take their culture with them. We don't have a strong culture establishment that we can just
we
carry
don't know
around.
where we come from.
Huh?
A lot of times we don't know where we come from.
It's designed that way, exactly. But I'm saying Hispanics, oh shit, they taking theirs with them.
Man,
It's something that live behind me. It's a mariachi band out there at least once a month with a bunch of damn bounce houses and 10,000 people.
they're team players. They help each other.
They do.
Most
Black folks really don't. That's our problem.
Let me ask y'all a question. How far did y'all get in school with Black history in
like high school?
High school? Because now they're stopping at Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. But you know, someone called me and was kind of educating me and asking me about C.J. Madams and this and that and the other, you know, and I'm like, whoa, no, I didn't know about C.J. Madams.
Madam C.J. Walker.
Yeah. And I'm like, she made the first, it was the African American hair product for
she made her.
And actually she was the first millionaire woman, Black woman.
Yes.
And I didn't know that. So
she was the first billionaire.
On her documentary is on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she got a movie on Netflix.
Wow.
I thought Oprah was the first.
No,
Oprah was not the first.
Learn something new every day.
But how long? Here's the thing: you'll be surprised. Like the toothpaste, it wasn't a white man that invented that; it was a Black man.
Yeah, Black people invented all kinds of shit that we don't get credit for.
Right. That me and Greg were talking about that today.
Like the drinking straw.
90.
Well,
I'm not gonna say a percentage, but a lot of things were created by Black folks, but they didn't have the means to publicize it. So they would sell their ideas for pennies on the dollar, which made other races rich.
Yeah.
You know.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Black dude do the heart?
Heart
surgeon, I believe.
Or the
You say as far as they taught us in high school, I remember they like I think it was freshman year of high school, they taught us who Christopher Addicks was. He's the first black soldier that died in like the Civil War back then.
Yeah, his name was Crispus Addicks.
Yeah, you said it right. That's him.
I guess you was in the wrong, Jason.
She's like, niggas, Chris Addicks, nigga.
No, it's Crispus. Like I've always thought his name was crazy because it's Crispus. I was like, what the hell is the Crispus? But that's why I was like, yeah, Crispus Addicks.
Crispus Addicks.
Crispus Addicks.
Yeah, they taught us about him and everything. Which I don't know how true that is. He the first one? Like, I don't know.
With Black businesses today, you see during 2020, all of a sudden there was tons of new Black businesses. Everything online, people doing what they have to because of all the layoffs, and they hustled and did what they wanted to do. Sadly, it was more of a competition. Nobody was buying. Well, I won't say nobody was buying. People were buying from people, but it ended up being like a competition where these businesses shut down already. And it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Black
Well,
history.
shit, that's the get them in and get them out kind of shit.
It saddens your heart. But you know, I always believe that if we gather, because we are the most powerful people, and if we put our knowledge together, how awesome we can be.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to always remember, you got the jealous people who will do whatever it takes to get what you have. They don't understand how hard you work for it. You got the greedy people who have that horrible ass sense of entitlement, so they feel like that they should be privy to you in whatever capacity they deem. And then you have the insecure people who hate on you because they ain't gonna have the ambition to get it done like you do. And the saddest part about all three of those people is they can do it themselves. They just don't want to.
Lazy.
Yeah. So they lack the ambition, but they have the audacity to be arrogant and ignorant, especially insecure. So
yeah. Well, ain't nobody gonna give shit to you. Like if you want it bad enough, you'll get it. But if you don't, you just gonna point the finger at somebody else. You know what they do, what they got, and all that shit, and then gossip about them.
Jealousy.
Today is Erykah Badu's birthday. Happy birthday, Erykah! But she got a song called My Life, and she says, you better dance the dance to make the rain come down if you want to be a star. I was standing downtown staring at the puddles on the ground, trying to figure out a way up out this tank. And I know I'm not the only one. So many people out there chase the sun. If you're looking for a free ride, you better run, child, because you sure won't get too far. You better dance and dance and make the rain come down if you want to be a star. And I say I live that song, like for real. So I'm like, I don't, because and I've been burned by enough people that I don't share my inside, I don't share myself with a lot of people. Like what I'm really, really doing, I don't even discuss it with people unless it's somebody that I completely trust. Because down here, you have everybody wants to do what you do, or they want to hate on how you do it, and they always have something to say, usually negative, but they always want a discount. So it's just like, fuck it. I'll just go find me a 9-to-5 until I feel like I'm ready to deal with you people. But people made me hate cooking, and I absolutely love it. I hated catering because I got tired of people trying to nickel and dime me or trying to help me so they don't have to pay the full cost, and then they fuck up my vision. So I got to the point now, I'm like, nah, this is what it is. This is how much I charge. This is what you're going to get. I don't want your input. And if we can't agree on those terms, I'm not even bothered.
That's kind of what I learned along the way too. Like listening to everybody else and their opinion, it fucks you up. Do what your heart tell you to do.
Yep.
Like, and if a motherfucker that ain't got, I mean, I'm sorry to sound like this, but if you ain't got shit and you ain't doing nothing with your life, why would I listen to you?
Them be the ones who really got something to say. Nothing to offer, but something to say. That's all they have. Please go find you something to do. Like pick your butt,
Not
pick
to
your nose.
say that you won't ever have nothing, but I'm just saying for now, why you trying to tell me what to do with me and mine? Like, what are you doing?
They have nothing but something to say, nothing to offer, but an opinion. I don't need that because I didn't ask for it.
Crab in a barrel.
Okay, y'all. I'm going to ask 10 Black History questions. I'm going to test your knowledge. Y'all ready?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. When did the celebration of Black History Month begin? A, 1963, B, 1923, C, 1926, or D, 1957?
26. No, 57. It was 57.
I think it's 57.
I would like to say 57 because of the timeline.
What'd you say, Nicole?
You guys got any guesses?
I'm gonna go. Let's see. Okay, so Black History. Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out.
What was the question again?
When did the celebration of Black History Month begin? 1963, 1923, 1926, or 1957?
Black History Month began.
The celebration of it. Don't be Googling. I hear y'all typing.
I'm not Googling. I'm stuck. I'm about sure it's 1957. And I remember that because that was around the time segregation began. My mama wasn't born until 60, but I remember her telling me that it hadn't been too long before she was born. So I think it's 57. I'm gonna stick with that one. If I'm wrong, I'm just wrong, but I think that's right.
I'm gonna follow Tootie. I'm gonna follow Tootie on that one.
I'm saying 57 because of the segregation and all that. I don't think in the 20s they gave a damn about Black people.
Okay. The answer, crazily, is 1926.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of shit
So
is
they
that?
gave a whole month in 1926?
When did the celebration of Black History Month began in the year 1926?
Ain't that something? I didn't know that.
I wouldn't have guessed that. Okay.
Have.
Which president officially recognized Black History Month? President Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Richard Nixon, or Ronald Reagan?
We know not Ronald Reagan.
Ford?
Well, we know not Richard Nixon, so it had to be.
Was it Ford?
Yep.
It had to be Ford.
Yeah. Ford.
Because Carter was way late in the game.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the 2020 Black History Month theme? African Americans and the vote, civil rights in America, Black migrations, the crisis in Black education.
It should be the crisis.
The top four answers are African Americans and the vote, civil rights in America, Black migrations, or the crisis in Black education.
Is it Black migration?
Mm-mm.
Okay, one more time. What was the what in 2020?
What is the 2020 Black History Month theme?
Theme. Okay, now repeat them.
African Americans and the vote, civil rights in America, Black migrations, or the crisis in Black education.
Okay, it's either
It should
the
be the
vote
crisis
or
in Black education. It's what it ought to be if it's not.
Yeah, it's either the vote or the education.
African Americans and the vote.
And the vote.
That's
Yeah,
it. African Americans and the vote.
And the
Yeah,
vote.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because that was an election year. That makes sense.
Okay.
They were serious on that.
Question 4. When did Rosa Parks bus boycott happen? September of 1955, January of 58, December of 55, or November of 55?
So read those words again.
September of 55, January of 58, December of 55, or November of 55?
First
58.
September.
Huh?
Yeah.
58.
I think that was in
September,
I think
whatever
that was
year.
I think that was in 55.
What month?
Is that September?
September, December, or
September?
November?
I
think it
want
was
to say
September.
it was in. I want to say, wasn't it in like the winter months? The reason why I remember this because we watched The Long Walk Home in the elementary school, and Whoopi Goldberg was in the movie. And I came home and I asked my mom and dad I wanted to watch it again. And I remember The Long Walk Home because they were boycotting and it was like raining and cold. And she was like showing up to her job with like cold feet.
Yeah.
I know it's weird, but I remember her feet were like blistered and it was like really, really cold. So I want to say December. 55.
Yeah, December.
Ding, 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 ding. Yep.
Oh, that girl's smart right there.
The girl good. Okay, question 5. When did Martin Luther King Jr. give his I Have a Dream speech? September 9th, 1965, January 19th, 1963, December 21st, or August 28th, 1963?
It was 63.
It was 65.
It was 60.
Didn't he die in 64?
I think it was 63.
He died in 67.
It was 63 because
No, he died in 69. I'm tripping.
Nah,
Yeah,
he didn't die in 69.
I gave the dream speech was in 63.
Yeah, that was in 63.
Okay, so we know it's 63. So January or August.
August.
That was in the summer.
Hot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
it was
remember the
August.
video.
Boo, boo, boo. Pew, 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 as Phil would say. Very good, y'all. Okay.
I remember them doing it. I'm terrible with dates.
Same. What organization formed February 12th, 1909?
What?
What organization formed February 12th, 1909? The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the National African American Leadership Summit, the National Black Chamber of Commerce, or the National Black Women's Justice Institute?
The
NAACP.
ACP.
Yep.
Why did you not use the acronyms?
Because she wanted to fuck with your head a little bit.
I'm trying to trick y'all.
I'm like,
Okay.
wait.
Hey, give us some questions so we can ask you, Nicole. Okay.
Oh, I got some questions.
Number 7. Who wrote
Okay.
best-selling memoir, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings?
Maya Angelou, Stamps, Arkansas.
Yes.
Delivered.
Don't
Dang.
play
She was
with me.
ready for that one.
Is I actually keep this book next to me.
Yes.
I do. Like,
y'all got that one too quick. You
Baby, you ain't gonna miss me on Maya. That was my girl.
Okay, before Barack Obama became president, 2009 to 2017, he served as what?
Senator.
Congressman. Was it Congress?
Yeah, senator for Congress.
Senator is the answer.
Illinois, right?
Shot down.
Chicago. Good job, Jason. You're a little smart, cousin.
A little bit. I tried.
Something. Okay, who was the first African-American mayor? I'm sorry. Who was the
Marion Barry?
No. Who was the first African-American Major League Baseball player?
Jackie Robinson.
Oh, that's Jackie Robinson.
Is it on there? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that one. 42.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was the first African-American Nobel Peace Prize winner?
Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, read them.
Nelson Mandela.
Mandela. It was Mandela.
I'm gonna kill the last name. Ralph Bunche.
Yeah, you did. You killed it. Okay, keep going.
Bunch. Desmond Tutu or Wangari Maathai.
Mandela. Is
Yeah,
he the
I'm gonna ride
Mandela or
with
Tutu?
Mandela.
But I think it's Mandela.
You think it's Mandela?
Mhm.
Any other guess?
I'm gonna go with Tutu.
You go with Tutu?
Tutu.
No guesses?
remember.
I'm gonna ride with Mandela. I think it was Mandela.
It is Ralph Bunche or whatever. Bunche.
Yeah, Ralph. The name you couldn't.
Who the
Okay.
hell is he?
Oh, Bunch. Yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah,
What did he do? What did he write?
He was peaceful, whatever he did.
Let's see. Ralph Bunche. I want to know how to spell his name or how to sound
It
out.
says he received it for having arranged a ceasefire between the Israelites or Israelis. Is that my saying it wrong?
Israelis. Yeah.
Yeah, Israelis.
And Arabs during the war which followed the creation of the state of Israel in 1948.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like right after World War II.
Yeah.
I can't see that. What is it, Nikki?
Can you see him?
Put it over to your go to your left. Your other left.
Yeah.
Keep going. Okay. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. He looked Filipino.
He is African American.
He had that Smokey Robinson effect.
Uh-huh.
Right. But y'all did that because I probably would have guessed too.
Yeah. I'm saying.
I'm horrible with dates. I'm horrible with history. I'm no good at all.
I'm okay with the acts and the people, but don't ask me about when they did it because that's when you get in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Does anybody know the story behind the Black History Month and why it's celebrated in February?
I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Every February, the U.S. honors the contributions and sacrifices of African Americans who have helped shape the nation. Black History Month celebrates the rich cultural heritage, triumphs, and adversities that are an indelible part of our country's history. It pays homage to medical scholars, health providers. The theme is especially timely as we enter the third year. Oh, they're talking about the COVID thing. It was Carter G. Woodson, the father of Black history, who first set out in 1926 to designate a time to promote and educate people about Black history and culture. He is a historian and the president of the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. See, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We all were thinking 1957. And it was 1926 by this man. Jeez. Things
Got a
that
question.
Yes.
When did O.J. Simpson go?
I
Listen,
don't even want
When did he go on the
Google
run?
it, man.
When did he go on the run? That's part of our history now.
That's on the
Nope.
wrong side of history.
I mean, hey, it's history.
That ain't that.
That it is, but
We don't need. Never mind.
But the answer is
Not
do
on
it.
pass on that.
All right, just deny my question about OJ and shit. Everybody want to know about
What's
OJ.
the national Black anthem?
Lift every voice.
Lift every voice and sing. Yep.
I played that.
I
played that the other time.
I was gonna say that Muslim, I'm the original man, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe, father of civilization.
Huh? Who wrote that?
One of them in Elijah something, so I don't know. My brother used to make me say that shit at he used to wake me up and
he made you recite. Okay.
Yeah.
Say it again. Say it slow.
I am the original man, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe, and father of civilization.
I like
and
that.
you know that is powerful, but it's also true if you delve deep into it and kind of understand it. That's exactly true.
That was one of my assignments as a youngin'. I used to have to,
Can y'all hear this when you're whipping?
Slightly.
Yeah,
sound
it
like
is
a dryer.
my chimney up. You hear me? Because I'm sitting right beside the chimney. I'm like, I'm getting a breeze and it is really in there whipping.
What year did Malcolm discover his Nation of Islam? What year was that?
And
when did he become Malcolm X instead of Malcolm Little?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that one.
What, you gonna Google it?
Yeah. I don't know the answer.
Neither do I.
When did Malcolm
become a Muslim?
Yeah.
He went to prison in the 50s, right? So it had to be somewhere around that time.
Let's see.
How long did he serve? I thought it was in the 60s.
1960.
He did.
Yeah, so I thought in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was only he got his limelight for a short period of time, right?
He got his what?
His limelight for a very short period of time.
Yeah, before he was killed.
Yeah.
Says Mrs. Little and her children were denied her husband's death benefits. Did you know that?
Yep.
No, I never knew that.
Wow.
Yeah, they said his death was a suicide. So if you kill yourself, your family don't get no. Yeah, your family don't get no money.
Does everybody know?
But how do you beat yourself and tie yourself to a railroad track?
Right.
Does everybody know how Martin Luther King actually died?
Yeah.
Martin Luther?
Wasn't he shot?
No, he was actually shot.
But how did he die?
Jesse Jackson.
No, he
from an enlarged heart because he had a heart attack, right?
No, that's not how he died. How he died was he was suffocated by the doctor.
The doctors.
Mhm.
I
The
never knew
doctors
that.
killed him.
Uh-huh.
That's how he actually died.
Yeah.
I never
know
knew
that
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a documentary on it that said that he was shot and he would have survived his gunshot wound. And the doctors, it was like, I want to say the doctors, like one doctor refused to perform surgery on him and another doctor had suffocated him. But
Yeah.
I don't remember thinking back on the documentary, a lot of that was more focused on the guy that shot him because it was because the guy that shot him went to prison and he was charged with the murder and everything. But they don't really talk about once he got to the hospital and what the doctors did to him.
They don't.
No, they don't.
Because they have like a civil rights museum in Memphis, Tennessee, and that's the actual Orion Hotel where he was killed, where he was shot rather.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And they
Yeah, they
don't
say that room is like hell of expensive to rent out too.
you can't
Like,
rent that room, it's a museum.
it's a
Yeah.
museum now.
The
Okay.
whole thing's a museum. You can't rent that.
Can y'all name one Black hero that we haven't discussed?
Tanya Wade. Why you laugh? Y'all ain't discussed me yet.
I'm just saying.
One Black hero that we haven't
Bad
A
discussed
joke.
yet.
beautiful Black woman who is an advocacy for. Let me stop.
Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
Is he still living?
No.
He been dead for.
I didn't know he died.
Yeah, Ali been dead for about 6-7 years now.
It's been a good minute.
Been a cool little minute.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
No, well, probably about 4 years. Yeah, he died about
I was
4
living
years
in
ago.
Dallas when he died. He died after Michael Jackson. So I think he probably been dead maybe 10 now.
Y'all know
I've heard.
the one thing he regretted most in his life?
What?
Turning his back on turning his back on Malcolm X. When Malcolm denounced the Nation of Islam, he turned his back on him. And he said that was the biggest mistake he could have did.
Wow.
Shortly after that, Malcolm died.
Yeah.
So he didn't have a chance to reconcile his relationship.
That sucks.
Love y'all. Love you while you're here. Don't let it takes, what is that saying about it takes too many muscles to frown than to smile?
Do it really?
I've never heard of that, but okay. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. My face got tired a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys, what are these people known for? Ida Wells.
She's a writer, isn't she?
Wasn't she a singer?
Was she a writer?
No, you're right. She was a writer.
She was a teacher. She was a reporter, and she was an activist. Frederick Douglass.
Oh,
Frederick
God.
Douglass, he was a scientist.
I can see his face.
No, he was
yeah.
the first. He was a writer too, like a free slave or something, wasn't he? Abolitionist.
Frederick Douglass was born a slave and died a free man.
He was an escaped slave,
Yeah.
Okay.
and he was a statesman, speaker, and writer.
I was like, I know he wrote stuff.
Thurgood Marshall.
Supreme Court.
Barack Obama.
First Black
President.
president. POTUS.
Harriet Tubman.
Freedom niggas.
Freed a bunch of slaves. Who have y'all ever been to the African American Museum in DC?
Mm-mm.
They actually have her shawl there. Like they have her Bible, and they have like the actual shawl wrap that she used to have. And they had like a couple other of her personal artifact items, like a journal and all of this other kind of stuff on display at the African American Museum.
Wow.
Wasn't she supposed to be on the 20 at this point?
You're breaking up, Jason.
I said, wasn't she supposed to be on the $20 bill at this point?
There was, she
Yeah,
was supposed to
I
be on
forgot
Heard
something.
about that. I did hear about that, but no, I
Yeah.
didn't forget.
She was
But
supposed
I
to be
think
on Hugh or somebody was supposed to be on it, but that's when Trump was serving and he put a halt.
Yeah, he put us up to it.
Of course,
I'm
he
trying to say I forgot about that, but yeah, they never did approve that.
Mhm.
I was gonna be surprised if they did. I was like, let me give me some of them Harriets.
Okay, last person, Booker T. Washington.
was he a scientist?
Mm-mm.
He got a whole bunch of schools. He got a school in
He
every
didn't do-
state I know.
Oh yeah. There's a
Yeah.
school in every city. There's a Booker T. Washington Elementary School. I
Yeah.
haven't heard of a junior high or a high school, but I've
Well,
definitely
down here, it's a high school in Dallas.
Oh, good.
It's a
'Cause I always
performing
went
arts
into
high
the,
school. But all of them are magnet schools that I
Yeah,
know.
don't they got a
Well,
don't they
he
got a
was
Booker T in LA?
he was a leader and a teacher. He paved the way to racial equality by teaching personal growth and the development of trade skills within Black communities.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because down here, it's a performing arts high school. So, like, if you go to Booker T, you got to audition and all of this stuff to get in there. But that's where Erica Badu graduated high school from.
Wow.
And like a whole bunch of these other like local music artists or whatever, like a bunch of bands and stuff.
I want to
lot of
say
them-
Dave Chappelle did too.
Huh?
And they Dave Chappelle, they switched a name for Dave Chappelle. Like they put his name in a school, like a performing arts school.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Y'all know what Barack Obama did before he got into politics?
He was smoking weed in Hawaii.
No.
Yeah, he was.
I'm gonna listen to you, Nick. I'm not gonna pay attention.
Talking about his
today.
job.
I thought he was a
His
lo-
job.
You mean okay?
He's
You
a
mean yeah?
lawyer.
I
Okay,
thought he was a lawyer.
Yes.
yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
lawyer.
Him and
Like him and
Michelle, they
Michelle were
both
both
lawyers.
lawyers, I thought.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What
But
about
did they graduate from
Powell?
Harvard?
Who?
Colin
Did they
Powell.
go to Harvard?
You don't stop with these questions.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't go. They both didn't go to Harvard.
Yeah, she went to Harvard.
She went to
She did.
Harvard.
Who? Oh,
Michelle
Michelle.
Obama.
Michelle went to Harvard. I thought
Mhm.
she went to another school too. It wasn't like Spelman or something.
I don't remember her
Oh.
undergrad, but I know her. She graduated from Harvard
From
Law. I
Harvard.
don't remember her undergrad though.
Barack was Harvard.
Barack went to Harvard.
I know he definitely went to Harvard. I thought she went to a different school and then went to Harvard, but I could be absolutely wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Harvard is like a
Ivy League.
school for presidents. Like a lot of presidents then went to Harvard. It's Ivy League.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama went to Princeton University and
That's
then
right.
Harvard.
Mhm.
Okay.
I was like, I know she went to 2 Ivy League schools. I just can't remember though.
Mhm. So isn't it amazing how the internet, they do have a lot of information, but don't believe everything you read.
Do not.
Because when you look up your symptoms for medical, you're dying. WebMD, you're dying.
Right.
exactly.
Today.
But okay, y'all, I'm gonna end the last 15 minutes. Thank you guys. That was Black History. Appreciate it. I'm gonna do our last 15 minutes on Book of Questions, okay?
Mhm.
Okay.
So here's one question. How often do you step back and reflect on where you are headed?
Every day.
Every day? Anybody
Yeah.
else?
I don't do mine daily. I
Uh-uh.
probably maybe twice out of a week.
Do you think?
I don't do
I
mine
check
daily
mine pretty
either.
frequently.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
What about you, Cole?
Step back and reflect. Honestly, probably once a week or
Okay.
every other week when I'm doing my bills.
Yeah, you get so you get so tied up that your mind is all over the place. You're doing several different things at one time. So
Yeah.
And for me, I have vision boards and I have daily affirmations and I got them posted all over my house.
I
So-
love vision boards. That's
Mm.
we gotta talk about that, Tootie. We gotta have a podcast on just vision boards.
Yeah, and my vision board is actually on my ceiling. It's right. That's the first thing I see when I wake up. The last thing I see when I go to bed every day.
You have it on your ceiling?
Yeah, it's on my ceiling.
That's dope. Okay. Would you enjoy a month of solitude all alone in an isolated, beautiful, natural setting with food and shelter provided? Or rich and unhappy?
Oh, give me the joy. Give me the peace in nature, solitude.
Yeah.
I
I
hate
don't
being by myself all the time. I can't bring nobody. I'm gonna be like Tom Hanks on Castaway, talking to a tennis ball, but
Yeah.
volleyball.
Shit, I could buy some friends.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hold on. If it would greatly reduce crime in your community, would you be willing to have continuous video monitoring all over the roads, walkways, parks, and other public places?
Yep.
Yeah,
For-
the
you
sex
said
trafficking is a real thing down here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's big. It damn near shit. Practically everywhere.
So you guys
Right.
have
So
video.
I don't know. I mean, I'm all for stopping crime and stuff, but I watched Enemy of the State and how they used technology and, and how they followed people around and they just made people certain targets just because they were in a certain spot at a certain time. So I'm not sure when you have that type of technology, people use and abuse it. So I don't
Right.
know if that I don't know if I would be comfortable with just being on surveillance all the time. I mean,
You is anyway.
technically we are anyway.
I'm saying we are anyway.
I mean, through our smart TVs, through our computers, our laptops have microphones, chips, and tracking devices. Our cars drive by themselves, they park by themselves, they tell you when you're tired. So technically, yeah, we already are being monitored and surveillanced, but I I just I I just think
There'd be a
I-
lot less broken marriages from cheating. Because that woman or that man would be going to the, like, pull me that camera, please.
pull that
No,
camera,
no, well,
pull that live camera.
no,
Where was you
well,
at? You
no,
look like
well.
you took a left when you said you was going right. Like, I get that,
Nah,
but I don't
that
know.
ain't gonna
Like
stop people from cheating. People,
that
they will find a
Enemy of
way.
the State movie was no joke.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you knew that in a year you would die of a heart attack, how would you alter your life? If you basically had 1 year.
You know, for me, I would make sure all my stuff is together, but I will most definitely making sure my life is right with God.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would have my affairs in order. Make sure my life is right with God. My kids are straight, and I would probably just live with no regret. I would do whatever it is
Everything I
that
thought I
wanted.
ever
Yeah,
wanted to do, I do.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Mhm.
Okay, can we give some I mean, yeah, those answers are great and everything. Can we give some like some on the edge answers? Like nigga, rob a bank, get away with it. Kind of shit.
You
No.
won't,
See,
you won't be
it's
able to
just me. It's just me
no,
that think like
Yeah,
that.
you the
I'm
only
not doing
thug in
that.
these streets, Jay.
I'm going
No,
on a
because we
vacation.
going
I
on
ain't gonna
vacation.
work no more. There's a bunch of stuff I'm doing, but I ain't about to risk it. What
Why
if
would I go to jail for that year? Why would
right?
I give
Like,
up
I'm not
Go
about
to
to risk
jail.
my
that year?
freedom.
You ain't gonna go to jail.
how
No,
you talking about how you talking about getting your life right with God and you out here robbing somebody?
right.
Do you know that I didn't say that for one? I just
Okay, next, last question, y'all. When you recount something that has happened to you, do you typically exaggerate and embellish? And if so, why? I don't think I
I don't think I
Exaggerate.
so much embellish. I think it's just a matter of how much you remember. You know, like nobody remembers anything verbatim.
I can't
Right,
remember
right.
last week. Hell,
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But
me myself,
but
I try
because some
to
people
keep
can't
it real.
remember. What, Jason?
I try to keep it 100 as best as possible.
okay.
Like I might throw a little extra in there. Like I feel
Yeah.
like this happened. You know.
I
Yeah,
think a
because
lot
if
of
you
people
talk about a fight you
don't.
had, you automatically went in there whooping everybody's ass. So
Yeah.
You the
I
baddest
whooped
mother
his
on
ass.
the planet.
His uncle came out, nigga. I slapped him, and that ain't what
Slapped that
happened.
mother.
Stop using that word.
Oh, it is February. My bad.
Anyway, is it hard for you to ask for help?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to ask for help. It's hard for me to like, if I have something to say, but I don't know how to say it, it takes forever for it to come out. Like if I'm trying to like confront a situation, or if I want to ask somebody something, but I don't know how to ask it, I like beat around the bush until I can figure out the right words to say before I even get it out. I'm terrible. My communication sucks.
Yeah,
And I'm the
Do you
person
drop
that I think we
clues?
need to talk about this.
Do you
Yeah.
drop clues and hints?
Sometimes I do drop clues and hints, and then I like work my way up to it. Sometimes it might take a whole day or maybe 2 days, and I'll be like, all right, well, you know what? You mentioned something, and yeah,
Okay.
it's terrible.
One last question. And I want y'all to remember this because I'm going to answer it first. When you die, do you want to be buried or cremated? I want to be cremated. I want to be spread over the sea, wherever the heck you guys can spread me. Don't pay for no funeral. Make sure my kids have a locket of my ashes. Just cremate me. And that's all I want. That's it. What would you guys say?
Cremate.
Cremate?
I want
From
to be
ashes
buried.
to ashes, dust to dust.
What'd you say, Tanya?
I want to be buried, and that's because my mom and dad. I want to be close, even though I don't know. I won't know if they're there or not. But still, I don't know.
You want to have a place for your kids to visit if.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way is fine because dust to dust, back to the ground you go. So it don't,
These new coffins, you ain't about to be dust. They gonna like preserve you for a good little while.
You ain't gonna be preserved because I was looking at how many weeks before the body start changing, and I think if I'm not mistaken, like a week is when your body starts changing and breaking down.
Just throw me in just cremate me.
Hey, ain't it a trip how your nails and hair grow after you dead still?
They said it don't grow. They say your skin shrinks.
No, your fingernails, it grows, your hair, it grows. Well, yeah. After you dead. I don't know about when they put that embalming fluid up in you, but just straight up, yeah. Your body is still producing.
How when you don't have any living organisms
Don't
in
know.
your body?
Yeah,
Don't
but I
know.
was told that they say your skin and hair grows. I mean, your nails and hair grows, but it doesn't. They were like your skin shrinks because it starts to shrivel.
Shrink.
And it makes your stuff looks tighter, longer, or whatever. But I didn't think that it still grows.
Mm-hmm.
I would be buried. I would like to be buried. I don't. When I think of, even though I'm dead at the time, I just think of me being cremated. I don't want to be burnt. Like I just don't want to be burnt. And I think about me going into an inferno and it just resembles hell for me.
Yeah.
And I just don't want that. I would rather be buried.
I never thought about that.
And then another thing is growing up, we went to funerals all the time. I mean, not that it was a great thing, but everybody was buried. It was only a handful of people that wanted to be cremated, or we had like a memorial service. My grandfather, he wanted to be cremated, so he was cremated. He died a few years ago, but that was his wish. But if it was up to us, he would have been buried.
And what would you say, Tootie?
I don't know. And the only reason that I don't know is because I always said I would have a funeral, but then I can't be cremated. Like because for me, it's a thing about closure for me. Like whenever I've lost somebody, to see them for the last time, kind of closure for me. So I would say I would have a service but don't bury me, but then cremate me.
Yeah, you can still have a funeral.
I'm saying I would do both because I think for me, I need the closure of seeing that person for the last time.
When
God,
they say something like how black people be when we be at funerals, it was like, oh man, he looked good in there. It's like if he looked good, he's supposed to still be alive.
mm,
Like I want to kind of be old and you know, old man with no hair and gray beard, and if I get buried, but I would like to be cremated. But now that Nita done said hellish inferno.
Cause I feel like when you go, I mean, you already gone before your funeral. So hell, you already got
Right.
where you
Like,
were
yeah,
gonna
you gonna
be.
be gone.
yeah,
No matter what
For
your
sure, for sure.
arrangements
I
are.
look at it like this. If you want to, because I will steady be cremated. And if you're a believer, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you're
Yeah.
a believer, that's all that matters. It doesn't
So
matter.
Nicole,
Yes,
you don't want to have a funeral. You just want to be straight cremated and a memorial service.
that's it. That's it.
Hmm.
I don't want people to cry. I don't want people to pay no money for none of that. No, no,
You don't want the collection plate.
no,
You don't want no t-shirts.
no, no. I don't want none of
You
that.
ain't got that life, Nick.
Spread me over Vegas. Make my dust go
Vegas, huh?
for some luck.
Nick went over Vegas. I got a friend, her dad, he passed away in Africa.
Mm.
Really?
And he had a reaction to a COVID vaccine. And he ended up
Ooh.
having like a couple of strokes and whatever.
Wow.
And because over there they wouldn't ship him to the States for burial, they just cremated him. And they sent him back to the States. She was like, they had to take the ashes to another funeral home to get them reburned or recrushed or whatever, because they just sent him over in like big chunks in these jars, some like big
That's about the most scandalous shit in the world.
but they don't have the equipment to cremate like we do.
It's like, what was it?
Wow.
Oh, but burn them again. That's
You're
just
muted,
no.
Tanya. You
That's
muted.
absolutely
I'm sorry, it's a two process. To cremation, there's a two process. A three. I think a three-step process.
Yeah, but she just said they just didn't have the equipment like we have over here to burn him in smaller pieces. So they sent him over here in two big, I think she said a couple of like gallon-sized jars. And a lot of it still had big pieces of bone and stuff in there.
They see his eyeball. That's not nice. Let me
No.
stop. Let me stop. Let me stop.
Nope.
Y'all,
Say,
we're not gonna stop here, but we're gonna stop recording. And first of all, everybody, get yourself some life insurance.
Please,
Yes.
Not allow other people to worry about you when you die. Get yourself some life insurance. And on that note, subscribe to L.U.S.T. Let us speak truth. And we're out of here, y'all. Deuces.
Bye.